After their decisive victory in Gujarat, it was a clear and unambiguous message by the Prime Minister to the ecosystem. In an unsparing attack, the Prime Minister called out the so-called neutrality of people who conveniently change the goalpost on being neutral. This, remember, after an acrimonious campaign session where his political rivals resorted to slurs and propaganda to malign him. From being called Jhuton ka Sardar to Ravan, a carefully crafted web of rhetoric was spun in an offensive against the Prime Minister. Listen to what he said yesterday about a game being played by ठेकेदार्स of opportunism.
शायद मेरे जीवन का कोई पल ऐसा नहीं गया, कोई कदम ऐसा नहीं रहा जिसकी धज्जियां न उड़ा दी गई हो, जिसकी आलोचना नहीं, धज्जियां उड़ा देना, बाल नोच लेना। लेकिन इसका मुझे बहुत फायदा हुआ, क्योंकि मैं हमेशा सतर्क रहा। पिछले कुछ चुनावों का एक बड़े कैनवास पर एनालिसिस करना चाहिए कि जो अपने आप को न्यूट्रल कहते हैं, जिनका न्यूट्रल होना जरूरी होता है, वो कहां खड़े होते हैं, कब कैसे रंग बदलते हैं और कैसे कैसे खेल खेलते हैं, वो अब देश को जान लेना बहुत जरूरी है।
Meanwhile, the opposition lashed out at the Prime Minister, saying that the atmosphere of negativity and divisiveness is a game that his party is best at.
It is the BJP who is doing this job. It is not the Congress party. It is the BJP who is creating disharmony.
This is height of double standards in the address of the PM to the nation. I will advise Honorable Prime Minister to preach what they practice. They are talking about social disharmony and creation of social disharmony. Everyone knows which political party and which leader does social disharmony, such communal disharmony, and they only want to have the society fragmented on the caste and religion lines and reaping political benefit out of it. It is the BJP, we all know. Now you are preaching something else. So what I would advise you, Honorable Prime Minister, to do some kind of a self-introspection and then to give some statement. The people are going to teach you a befitting reply in 2024 elections.
माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी, गुजरात, हिमाचल प्रदेश और अन्य राज्यों में जो उपचुनाव का जनादेश आया है, उसके संबंध में जो आपने बातें कही है, वो भारतीय जनता पार्टी पर ही लागू होती है। और जो आज नफरत की राजनीति है, जो आज समाज के अंदर विभेद की राजनीति है, वो भारतीय जनता पार्टी के नेताओं के बयान और भारतीय जनता पार्टी के द्वारा अपने एजेंडे को आगे बढ़ाने की राजनीति के कारण ऐसी स्थिति देखने को मिल रही है। भारत की जो अन्य पार्टियां हैं, वो तो चाहती हैं कि देश में समृद्ध समाज का निर्माण हो। इसलिए अगर आपने जो बातें कही हैं, वो सबसे पहले भारतीय जनता पार्टी में लागू करें।
All right, joining us now, Kapil Madan, lawyer, spokesperson of the TMC, Professor Manojit Mondal, Anshul Saxena, lawyer. But my first question is to Shazia Alvi, national spokesperson of the BJP. Many would say that the Prime Minister is accusing others of being hypocrites and agenda-driven when the BJP does the same thing. Every political party is agenda-driven. Shazia Alvi.
Yes. So I think what we all know what the Prime Minister said, and I have been part of various, whether it's the literature festivals all over the world or places where think tank, various caucuses get together, and I think there is so much of vilification of our Prime Minister, and the fact is it's unsubstantiated. It is not supported by any facts. And what Prime Minister said yesterday was amply clear, that be neutral, be objective. You know, somewhere, whether it's the academia or it's parts of media, especially the international media, and of course backed by our very own homegrown custodians of Indian conscience in terms of looking after the interests of India, especially minorities, Dalit rights, rights of Muslims. there is so much of
But is that bias only against the BJP?
Totally
because people would argue that there's bias everywhere. There are plenty of people who are biased towards the BJP and are anti-Congress. Mr. Rahul Gandhi, in fact, says that the entire country is biased against the Congress. His mic is shut down. His Bharat Jodo Yatra is not being covered. Everyone is fawning over the Prime Minister.
Yeah, but see, this is the issue, because all the opposition wants to do is somehow defeat Modi ji. That's the only purpose. The raison d'etre. So when the raison d'etre of who you are, I mean, you know, becomes only about defeating Modi, maligning him, finding something on him. When the duty of some journalist or lobby becomes, oh, how can we wake up in the morning and find one thing that we can attack our Prime Minister with?
So this is not about a fair attack. This is just bias and hatred. Professor Manojit Mondal, which the Prime Minister says has been answered now by people of Gujarat.
Such a cruel irony. When the Prime Minister is talking about neutrality, objectivity, Sushashan, in his own state, my good friend is languishing in jail for just tweeting something, and not just once. Hour after getting bail from the High Court, he is arrested again. And that is the idea of democracy that the Prime Minister is talking about. Whereas the people who were responsible for collapse of the bridge are still at large. Sir, Prime Minister, if this is the idea of democracy, then God forbid this country. And same thing happens in Bengal. One of the opposition leaders is just even summoned by the police. The entire brigade, media brigade, Modi brigade, will run after Mamta ji. What is a bias? This is bias. The person just for tweeting something that may be wrong, may not be wrong, we really do not know.
True.
He is languishing in jail, and now no media is showing this.
Actually, every media is showing it, including us. You may have missed it. I'll send you a clip. But that being said, Professor Mondal, you know, it's funny you say that it's an irony that a man is languishing in jail in Gujarat for only a tweet. Because, let me quote to you, on the 27th of September, not that long ago, may have missed your attention. 27th of September this year, a man called Tuhin Mondal, he's a YouTuber. He was picked up in Kolkata and he was sent to jail because he made memes of Mamta ji.
This year?
Yes, this year.
What Padmaja is saying.
I will, sir. I will. Can somebody focus on this? Can you please show? Can you please zoom in on this? Here, 27th of September, 2022. Yeah, absolutely. Happy to, sir. Here, West Bengal. YouTuber arrested for meme on CM Mamta Banerjee. Search on for 7 more content creators. One man was arrested for making a meme and the police went on a search for 7 more people. They made a meme, Professor Mondal. The name of the man is Tuhin Mondal. He's 22 years old. 22 years old. He was arrested.
Arguments if this is true, I really do not know. So because of that, you are doing this with Saket Gokhale?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, since you sanctimoniously said that no media is going to show what happened to Saket Gokhale. Point number 1, we showed what happened to Saket Gokhale. Point number 2, you arrested one and searched for 7 people for making a meme.
Please give me the detail. I repeat, we do not have the data. Please give me the detail.
You have no data of what the West Bengal police is doing in Kolkata. But anyway, sir, this is not about memes and cartoons and people forging RTI replies. This is not about that. My question is different, Professor Mondal. My question is, what the Prime Minister insinuated yesterday is that people deliberately fake stuff. This man in Bengal made a meme, a cartoon, a joke. Your spokesperson faked an RTI reply, and the insinuation is that this is done to malign.
Okay, can I reply?
Yeah.
In that case, Mr. Amit Malviya should be permanently in Bengal jail. He is doing it every day. Do I give example? During the COVID time, 1 lakh cases, Mamta ji is hiding the cases. Last year election, 2021 May, all those doctored videos from Bhojpuri cinemas and Bangladesh or other countries showing riots, this is happening in Bengal. Should this person be arrested immediately?
Anshul Saxena, you're Anshul Saxena. BJP cries victim. When they do the same thing, BJP also has an agenda. Okay, Shazia Almi responding, then Anshul Saxena. Shazia Almi respond, then Anshul Saxena.
Was arrested only because he criticized Mamta Banerjee.
Politicians are known to do this. Politicians are
No,
known to do this.
so whether it's a meme of Mamta Banerjee or likening her to the actress Priyanka Chopra, or it's Roger Roy who criticized Mamta Banerjee, the same person criticized Modi ji. There was no action, nothing.
Okay, hold on a second. I think we are going a bit off track over here. This is not about memes and jokes and freedom of speech. The argument is very different. The argument is, Kapil Madan, that here are people, and I've said this for long, people have an opinion, it's fine. People have, a point of view, it's okay. People make mistakes, even that is fine. Everyone is human. But there will be a bunch of people who will say, these are the bad people and we are the neutral people. But you are not neutral. You are also as biased as the people you are accusing, Kapil Madan. Just because, the Congress party says, this whole Godi media is not showing Bharat Jodo Yatra. This Godi media is, sitting in the lap of Modi. That's why they've called Godi media. This Godi media is taking selfies with Mr. Modi. But there are plenty of people who take selfies with Mr. Gandhi also. How do they get to be called neutral? Why are they neutral? Somebody takes a selfie with Mr. Modi, he's a Godi. Somebody takes a selfie with Mr. Gandhi, they are the best journalists on the planet. Why? It's this hypocrisy that's being called out. Kapil Madan. Mr. Madan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, Padmaja.
Yeah, so that was my question. The irony and the hypocrisy being pointed out is that if you have an opinion or if you have a point of view, it is fine to say that. Don't say, oh, all of this is biased, all of this is Sanghi, all of this is BJP, we are neutral. No, people who are distributing certificates of neutrality are the most biased people, Kapil Madan, and agenda driven.
So Padmaja ji, I think, when I was, hearing Mr. Modi's, speech, I find it pretty egoistic. One should remember that, you are holding the highest office of the country. And what are you expected? What, the people are expected to do? People will hold you account for, whatever you have not done, wherever you have failed, wherever.
My question. I have a very straightforward question. People who declare that others are biased and who give themselves a certificate of neutrality, who decides? Who decides and who are they to decide?
Now, Padmaja ji, now we are in a democracy. You are entitled, everyone is entitled for their own view. You might want to praise Mr. Modi for every failure, while you want to say, Wah, Modi ji, wah, on, every failure of the BJP government, and, you will still criticize.
Who says that, sir?
I am saying, Padmaja, anyone can do that. Anyone can do that.
Name one failure. Don't make these motherhood statements that you are okay to say Wah Modi ji Wah for every failure. Name one.
No, Padmaja ji, I am being hearing debates, since yesterday. While everyone is praising Mr. Modi for the Gujarat win, nobody, I am repeating, nobody is, holding him accountable for the failure in Himachal Pradesh. While now you want to do that, well, that's your prerogative. Why
okay,
you
that shows the bias. That shows the bias, which is now being painted as agenda by the Prime Minister.
This is only one of the incidents.
Congress के खिलाफ bias है.
नहीं, अगर कहीं भी सपोज अगर गुजरात में इतने टाइम तक बीजेपी रूल कर रही है और अभी आगे भी रूल करने जा रही है, तो क्यों नहीं गुजरात की बात की जाएगी, क्यों नहीं इसको प्रेस किया जाएगा? आप देखिए इतने साल हो गए हैं, आज अभी आप बात कर रहे थे कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर की पोजीशन है, ये है वो है, आप खुद देखिए कितने साल हो गए हैं, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने भी क्लीन चिट दे दी, एसआईटी ने क्लीन चिट दे दी, फिर भी आज आप उसको मौत का सौदागर बोल रहे हैं, तो इसमें क्या चीज है? और जो गोदी मीडिया की बात कर रहे थे, तब गोदी मीडिया ने देखिए उनको, जब खुद एक मीडिया चैनल ने प्रेसिडेंट राष्ट्रपति भवन में बैठकर अपना प्राइवेट इवेंट किया, वो कौन सी मीडिया थी? तब कौन सा बाइस था? तब उसकी कोई बात नहीं करेगा। तो जो लोग न्यूट्रलिटी का सर्टिफिकेट बांट रहे हैं, वह खुद भी देखें अपने अंदर झांक कर कि जिस पोजीशन की आप बात कर रहे हैं प्रधानमंत्री की, वो इंसान को आज भी लोग मौत का सौदागर बोल रहे हैं, जबकि उसको सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑनरेबल सुप्रीम कोर्ट क्लीन चिट दे चुका है, एसआईटी क्लीन चिट दे चुकी है।
मनोजीत मंडल,
First of all, I repeat, as
No,
my
also I
friend
want to make a
from
small point.
okay, I'll come to you, Shazia. Let Professor Manojit Mondal respond. I'll come to you.
Media has got every right to be biased in this country.
And
That's
all-
not the point.
How do you decide that it is biased, sir?
The UP
Again, you're using the
I'm
word
not saying
biased.
and they were
I'm saying
Media
that
has
they
every
have got
right to be
do
biased.
so. They
But I am saying
can have
nobody
their
is biased.
opinion.
So I don't
You
know what the
randomly hand out certificates, biased, neutral, biased, neutral.
No, I did not say that
Then
you are
perhaps,
biased. Why you
Padmaja
walked
ji,
up? I
I
really
think
don't
your words-
understand. Did I say
Padmaja
that
ji,
you are
I
biased?
don't know whether you are
No, no,
still
no, no, no.
criticizing Mr. Modi or praising Mr. Modi. Because
For what?
it
No, no,
was
no,
Mr.
no, no,
Modi
no,
who
no.
was saying
Madani,
that.
Mr. Madani,
It was
no,
Mr.
no, no.
Modi who was saying that there is a
Padmaja,
communication
For
can be
what,
done.
sir?
I am not saying that you are biased. You may be the apostle of neutrality in this country. Did I
I
say
am.
this? I'm
And
saying
I would
that
say a
yes.
lot of people who are out of hand called biased are also pretty neutral, have a point of view. But the point is, who gets the right to decide? Who gets the right
Who
to
is saying
decide?
that? Nobody is saying that. Who is saying that? Who will decide that? Who will decide that? But the point is, when you arrest somebody for the same offense again and again, getting bail arrested, it talks about the index of democracy that you follow. That the standard, when someone else's voice is muzzled, especially the opposition, that really talks about the standard of democracy. The
Okay.
freedom
I
of
want to just
speech
give a small
that you are
example.
carping, it means that democracy is in danger.
Okay,
When you
democracy
are
is in
deliberately
danger.
crossing
You know,
the voice
again,
of
since
the
you
whole
went
nation,
back to the whole cartoon and arrest, since you went back to the cartoon and arrest, let me show you this story from 2021. Do you know, Professor Manojit Mondal, that in 2012, you arrested a professor of Jadavpur University for circulating a cartoon
Oh, acha,
of
because of
Mamata
that you are doing
Banerjee.
this now.
9 years
This is
later, in
retributive
2021,
action.
despite the court having struck down Section 66A in Kolkata, he was still being tried under Section 66A. Do you know that?
Something was.
But you don't
something
know
was
that.
done
I will
to
send you the
yes,
facts of that also.
I'll reply. Something was
And I
done to
don't
my
know,
friend
I don't
Ambikesh, who is
understand
again
this.
from
I
this
think Modi
university,
government is
Yes.
and you are doing
such
it
a
to my
long
friend
rope
Saket
to
now.
But you agree, right?
But that's
You
not-
are saying democracy is dying because Saket Gokhale was picked up. But why was democracy living in Kolkata when Ambikesh Mahapatra was tied for 9 years under a defunct law?
I've been an activist.
How is democracy not dead in Kolkata?
Then why is it not getting discharged from the court?
You would.
If the law is
Because your government charged him under 66A, which doesn't exist anymore.
Every day
And
we
the
hear
court has
people
made it different, but it's still languishing in the
maligning
court.
and
Why is it going to the court? I don't understand.
concocting stories.
Okay, so it's up to the court. So let me ask you this: if you're such a firm believer in the courts, why do you continue to say that Mr. Modi is responsible for the riots, despite the highest court of the land discharging him in all cases and saying that the case against him was a conspiracy?
In West
Do you
Bengal,
agree that Mr. Modi had no hand in the 2002 riots? Yes or no?
families have been picked up.
Yes or
They were
no?
criticizing Mamata
Professor
Banerjee.
Mondal, yes or no?
Something? No.
Modi has got responsibility, accountability as the head
Mr.
of
Modi
the state.
has nothing to do
Yes.
with the 2002 riots. In
He may not
2022,
have nothing
do you
to do
agree?
with
Yes or no?
He
Padmaja
may
ji,
not
can
have
I
nothing to
respond?
do
Let
with
me take
personally.
that question.
No, no,
Vice
no.
responsible.
He has
Padmaja
nothing
ji.
to
He
do
was the chief
personally,
minister.
professionally,
And let me tell
hypothetically,
you,
philosophically,
and let me tell you,
anyly.
in a media
Because the Supreme Court has said it.
I answer in a media interview.
now-
He himself, please, Mr. Madani, you do not know. In a media interview, he himself said, I repeat to Shekhar Gupta, ये मेरे काल में हो गया, मेरा responsibility है. Yes, Vicarious responsibility. I am quoting Mr. Modi as a Chief Minister of Gujarat. He gave this interview to one journalist, Shekhar Gupta said, मेरे काल में हो गया. ये मेरा responsibility है.
With the greatest
इसका
of
मतलब
respect,
ये नहीं
Professor
है,
Mondal,
he
if
was
that is
legally culpable,
the
but he was
standard you are applying,
which he acknowledged.
there have been at least 7 riots that I remember in the last 10 years that have happened in West Bengal. वो किसका responsibility है? 7 riots have happened. 7 cases of violence have happened. Anshul Saxena, quick rebuttal.
रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी भी उसकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी मोदी जी की है. इनके साथ प्रॉब्लम क्या है, अगर कुछ बीजेपी स्टेट में होता है तो उसकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी मोदी जी के ऊपर है, और अगर कोई नॉन बीजेपी स्टेट में होता है तो भी उसकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी मोदी जी के ऊपर ही है, क्योंकि वो प्रधानमंत्री है. ममता बनर्जी के ऊपर कोई रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं है.
It's only about the lens that you see something through. In an increasingly polarized time, this has happened over the last few years, and make no mistake, it will get even more acute. As a viewer, as a citizen, all that you need to do, and we ask of you, is that make your own mind up and look out for people who are giving you facts. That's it. Nobody has the right to certify who is neutral and who is agenda-driven. And that fact has been called out by the Prime Minister. Thanks very much, all gentlemen, Shazia Almi, for joining me.